This was important to me to do, and I'll explain why here in just a second. But I just want to give my thoughts and opinions, and feelings, emotions, where my brain's at for this industry right now during this time. Some of you other leaders, I'm sure, have thoughts and opinions, and we collaborate together. And if you'd like, share some feelings in the chat as well. But today, I want to talk about the industry as a whole, a little quick history to bring us up to today. This year, moving into next year, the holidays are upon us. Touch on interest rates, net metering, regulation is coming. Some people might call this a down market. Year over year is a little bit down. That's fine. Next year might be a little bit down. And so we're going to talk about that, what to do during this time, and even just touch on some companies as well that are struggling. And we can use this as a pivotal moment because there's only a handful of companies that are still paying their reps and thriving right now. Let's be honest. And so why am I doing this? Honestly, it's a reflective time for me. Going on vacation for 45 days, coming back, seeing a little bit less referrals, seeing some of the challenges in the industry, talking to other leaders. It's a changing dynamic time. No sugarcoating about it. It is different. We have been taking candy from babies and taking orders the last 2 years. Let's be honest. If you've been in solar for a few years, it's been easy. So this is a truly reflective time for me, being in the industry 9 to 10 years. We all know, whether we like it or not, some people call it the solar coaster. And I just want to help you all frame this up, serve in any way I can. And that's the beauty of the leadership at Powur. We all want to give back. We all have to be part of the solution, right? Just complaining and moaning and bitching, and I'm guilty of it myself. But what brings me peace is I'm going to be part of the solution. And we have initiatives going for that. Some of you have been given a survey, a select few to take a survey, and we have many things going on that. So what to do during this time, what direction to go, thoughts of trying other things or looking at other companies and reps not getting paid and seeing crap on Facebook every other day. It's could be scary for a lot of us in the industry. Or what other options, what other industries are out there? How else can I make money right now? Some of you are feeling it, some of you maybe not, but there's a lot going on, and I'm seeing it a lot. Some reps, in a year, have to add some extra income right now. Maybe Uber, maybe they got a door knock for the first time. It's a changing time, guys. And so we are here together to be honest and transparent, and that's what I want to achieve. Also, believing in the model and the industry at the end of the day gives me a lot of peace. There's many cycles, right? Ups and downs, headwinds and tailwinds. And it's a pivotal time for us, especially going into the holidays and starting a new year off right. So real fast, I did start in 2015 in solar. I was also getting my real estate license. I'm licensed Realtor EXP. We didn't have loans in 2015. We were selling a 15-cent PPA up against 17 to 19-cent utility bills with an escalator. Okay, so that's what we were doing back in 2015. We didn't have loans. At Solar City, there was a $6 a watt cash price. When my parents saw my cash price at Solar City, they bought from somebody else because it was ridiculous. I've been in solar and sales and management now for 20 years, coming from Verizon and Best Buy and other companies. And one of the foundations of my success is relationship selling and building a referral-based business. This is more important than ever during this time. You just heard about events and booths and realtors and building the team. And some of us are in BNI and team networking, more important than ever, we're going to touch on. And I truly believe in solar. Yesterday, a friend of mine is like, I'm in the glass business. We design glassware for showers and knobs for faucets. The first thing that came to my mind, mad respect to this person, but Good God, we're not in fucking, like, we're not in knob design and glass, guys. Like, we're in solar. We save the freaking planet. We help homeowners. We help teammates. We help Powur. We help the company. Like, we make a ton doing it. Like, let's be thankful for that. And happiness comes in the form of independence and freedom and not reporting to a boss. So these are all things that we get to do here. I believe in solar. Have over 460 contracts at Powur myself. I have 1,000 contracts in the industry at other companies. And recently the Powur team below me, many of you are on other teams, and that's great. But just my team alone has over 5,500 installations in the last 3 to 4 years just at Powur. So massive accomplishments, and hats off to you all. All right, let's get into it. Industry info and stats. Please do not quote me on this. These are things that have been online or talked about with other people. You know, prove it for yourself. Do your own research. But Quativo was struggling. Their website was shut down. There was talks that they weren't making it. I don't think they made it. ADT Solar, we've all seen close 22 of their 30-odd branches. They're backing out of tons of markets. Same with Complete Solar, backing out of lots of markets, I've heard from Charles and other people. Sunrun stock, they took, what was it, $1 billion loss due to the Vivint merger in the last few years. Their stock has taken a beating. We saw them exit Arizona, corporate Sunrun, because it's not quite as profitable for them. If you look at the SunPower stock, they, I don't want to say cook the books. There was some poor accounting methods last year, I believe, and their stock has been tanking for 3 to 4 years. And the mix-up of executives combined with their loss of proprietary technology, they're still around. They've been around for a long name, industry name, but clearly based on the stock and other metrics, they may not be doing too good. I have heard from multiple people that sales are down 40 to 70%. Installs or sales year over year. Last year in the summer, winter, and then with net metering, we were taking orders, taking candy from babies. So we are a little bit lower right now. I have heard reports that there's 100 companies in solar that have gone BK. 6 times more than the last few years combined. Mosaic, a few days ago, some of us have a friend there, Jordan. He no longer has a job. 60 to 70% of Mosaic was laid off. And we'll get into some of the reasons why. I've heard about Palmetto. They had staff cuts. They recently have challenges with Sonova because they're launching their own TPO PPA lease program. And so some of their reps are likely in a little confusion. I heard Aurora had to downsize some of their staff. And I saw a report over 4,000 to 5,000 customers, their installer went out of business mid-project. Mid-project. Thousands of customers, guys. Jordan Shaw is seeing it. Some of our Cali team is seeing it. Other people are seeing it out there happen. And guess what's going to happen? Regulators are going to ask questions. So we have to be the professionals right now more than ever. We saw some mix-up of the Sunder sales org. They were with a large nationwide provider. That nationwide provider basically kicked them out. You know, there's always 2 sides to the story, no matter who you're going to ask. And now they're using different installers around the country. And so that's a big shift from one big player. And then that big nationwide company, like Jonathan Budd said, emailed all those reps saying, if you don't sign up back with us, you know, to get paid, that's what you should do. So we're just seeing some interesting things. And if you're on Facebook posts, Solar Pros, Solar Sales Talks, you're seeing reps not get paid every single day from their solar company. A good friend of mine I've known for 15 years, a big name in the industry, they had some jobs with a local dealer that was part of a installer, and they're owed $30,000-$40,000, and they're not going to get that money. Like, think about that for a second. So we are seeing quite a bit of a mix-up right now going on. And what to do now? So my advice is continue saving. You know, we make a lot of money in this industry. You got to stash away for taxes. We got to stash away for the holidays. Often some of our sales dip in the holidays. A lot of us take vacations, November, December, January. Some of us use that time to thrive and door knock when other people aren't, but continue to save. There will be ups and downs. And, you know, personally, I like to have modest expenditures. I'm a little bit of a minimalist. I still have my 2009 car. And so save, invest in your team and your relationships. I got this from a national account executive. He said, Jonathan, now is not the time to make big moves or changes. Like you need to focus and hone in with all the turmoil in the industry. Now is definitely not the time to try to make big changes. People are getting burned by programs, right? There's programs out there. Some of us know these people, solar CEO programs. We offer lead gen. We offer this. They're spending 6 to 15 grand for these 90-day programs, or they're possibly giving like solar lead companies thousands of dollars, and they're getting burned most of the time. So be careful about that. Stay the course. Ask yourself, do you believe in the model? Do we have the best model? The best join links, marketing, CRM, backend, you know, every aspect of it, the best app, swag. Do we excel in those things? And do you believe in the solar industry? And I'm going to show you the industry's expectations here the next few years. Those who stay and play get paid. If you'd leave now, you're going to miss the boom for the next 7 to 10 years. You have to stay. When times get tough, you have to double down, do what you need to do. If you stay and play and work hard, you will get paid and rewarded. And like I said, a lot of people aren't even getting paid by their solar company, let alone getting daily commissions like we are. We just had our revenue share day on Friday, the 10th, and we had a loan rebate day. And I picked up a few M2 payments. The problem is not pay here, guys. Let's be honest. Pay is not an issue at Powur. They got 23 million in the bank. Does your company have high fixed costs? You know, if your installer has warehouses and trucks and insurance and staffing and all this stuff, they have high fixed costs. When the market tanks 40 to 70%, guess who's left with their pants down when the ocean goes back out? They're in trouble. Or does your company have lots of money in the bank with variable costs? And a quick story, this picture of a boat here on the right. Know your boat. So the quick analogy here is we've all been with Powur, some of us for many years now. We know that we get paid. We know we get revenue share. We know that the team always improves. We know the deepest of the deep, some of the roughest times. If an installer has to be changed, we know what happens. We know how to survive in this industry with your boat. There might be a fancy yacht or cruiser, a bigger boat that's more expensive, and you got to take a big loan out and take a big leap of faith, but you don't know how deep the waters is that boat can handle. And so I just have a lot of peace, you know, during this time to know that this community, you all, this team, this platform, and the people and the executives is really a family that we've built. So what to do? Before we get into some industry stats here, leverage your peers and your Powur family. Have talks about this stuff. I just recently talked to my business coach. So I had a little coaching session to go through a lot of this stuff, what to do. Go inwards, do a lot of the self-work right now. Meditation, mind, breath work, your body, your health, exercise. Get more training. So educate yourself more, train yourself more self-development, more mindfulness, listen to podcasts. I just listened to a podcast with an executive of GoodLeap, and that was really insightful as well. Some of you also received that podcast. Talk to other industry execs if it's helpful. You know, I'm reaching out to Solar Edge or GoodLeap or other people, other solar companies, even just to see what everyone's doing and help each other. Work harder than ever and get creative during this time. All right, so let's get into some company stats here. Record number of solar panels were shipped in 2021. So I'm just going to take you back in time. This is 2 years ago. I'd love to know how long you guys have been selling solar for. If you want to put it in the chat, how many years have you been selling solar? Because a lot of us started in 2015 here. And in 2016, Solar City was crushing it, leases and PPAs, but there was a little bit of a dip. And then the industry said, oh, wait, we can do loans and financing. And then utility rates came up and tax credits, and the industry has been rocketing ever since. And then you can see here the average value of US photovoltaic modules, just the modules, guys. In 2010, they were $2 a watt just for the modules. And in 2021, it dipped below 40 cents a watt for the modules. So what we're seeing here is great trends in the right direction. And let's go ahead and look at US solar installs and forecasts. So we're going to go to 2010 to 2030. The dark blue is residential. So as you can see, residential has been on the uptick, obviously. 2017 was a little less than 2016. We just saw that. 2018, it came back. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Now, if you notice, the dark blue goes down a little bit in 2024. So that means the residential market will do a little bit less installations. That's the current forecast in 2024 than 2023. And that's fine. But you can see in 25 and 26, we come back stronger. And by 2030, we continue to crush it. So we have 7 years of runway here. And non-residential is likely the commercial sector, which you can see has some legs to grow as well. So let's look at annual solar installations. Now, this is just residential. And we're going to look at California versus all other states. So 2023 here, you can see California, and there might be a dip in California until this market figures out what's going on and becomes the next Hawaii of the United States, right? In Hawaii, every home has solar and a battery. And it took them 5-8 years to figure it out. The technology wasn't even around. So we need to get smarter and sharper with our skills and our batteries. And California is just going to normalize a bit. They've been on a rocket ship. So we're going to go back to 2020 years right here for a few years until we get it on track. And then you can see all other states, guys. Joel Gossett in Florida crushing it. Texas is picking up. Nevada, Vegas has room to grow. And that's where the market's headed for the next 5 years in the residential industry. And this is according to Solar Energy Industry Association, SEIA, here on the bottom right. All right, U.S. solar market forecast before and after the Inflation Reduction Act. That's the 30% federal tax credit. So let's be thankful that pre-IRA in the light blue was the estimate of the market forecast here, installations. So 2024 was going to be less than 2023. But look at the dark blue. Now that we have the 30% federal tax credit, we have more sales coming in. The federal government is behind us. Electric vehicles are behind us. Utility price increases are behind us. Everyone is supporting what we're doing here. And so as some of us may feel the shakiness, or maybe it's just me, the trajectory in the next few years is very positive. And yes, there could be a slight dip, but then we will continue to move forward. Couple more facts here for you. The residential market on the left, two here in 2022 and 2023 is a breakdown of the average system prices nationally. And here you can see modules, inverters, electrical, structural design, engineering, taxes, overhead and margin, that gray area, that's all of your fat commissions that you guys are making there. But you can see a year ago, we were at 3.17 a watt. Now we're at 3.25. Things cost a little bit more. Interest rates are higher. Lending money is higher. So that actually has gone up a little bit. Overall pricing in residential solar since last year. And boom, bada bing, residential solar installs and forecast again here in 2020 to 2028. So we can see we're here at 2023. 2024, as I said, will be a little bit of a decrease next year. 2025, we meet or exceed 23, and then we continue going up. Battery technology, utility rates going up, better solar options, interest rates normalizing. That's the trajectory that we have for the next 5 years, according to this graph. And one of the things that's going to drive that is batteries. So in 2017, the dark blue you could see was solar and storage, probably 3-4%. In 2022, last year, you can see that number definitely grew with better battery technology and storage. And then 2027, I mean, that looks like almost a third, over 30%, is the projected of nationwide solar and battery storage combined. This is one of the answers to us moving forward and thriving and succeeding. And we have Tesla, Franklin, SolarEdge, Enphase batteries, which is epic. All right, 2 or 3 more slides here, and I'll pause for a sec to check in, and we'll get to what tools and activities you all should be doing during this time. So this was updated this year, solar data cheat sheet, which is pretty cool. There are over 260,000 people employed by the solar industry. The value of the solar market in 2022 is $36 billion. The federal tax credit 30% was extended to 2030. Today, over 5% of US electricity comes from solar. Almost 11 times its share a decade ago. Just a decade ago, it was 11 times less. So it's 11 times more. It's over 5% of all the US comes from solar now, which is pretty awesome. And there's lots of data here. The top corporate users that have solar, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Walmart, Target, everyone is embracing it. You can see the solar ranking. California leads the pack in solar, then Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, New Jersey, Virginia. 15% of US homes will have a solar installed by 2030. Let that sink in for 1 second. Nationwide, 15% of homes will have a solar PV system by 2030. And if you guys remember what percentage of homes have a solar system now, put it in the chat. It is not 15%, I'll tell you that. So we have 7 years to go. What percentage of homes in the country currently have solar? Yeah, thank you. 2, 3, 4%. They're building more homes right now than we can even put solar on. Chris Perez and I were talking that there's so many new homes being built in Nevada, guys. It's amazing. Like, a lot of people are moving here. A lot of people are moving to Texas. These are gold mines. They're not putting solar on these homes. So they're literally building more homes than we can put solar on right now. So that's exciting. 3 to 4%. Thank you for putting in the chat. That is 4 to 5 times the solar will be done in 7 years than has been done in the last 30. Like, that is wild. 4 or 5 times the solar will be done in the next 7 years than has been done in the last 20 to 30 years. In 2022, a new solar was installed every 44 seconds. All right, let's keep going. So most homeowners who have considered installing solar panels want to both save money and help the environment. Recent polls show that most homeowners want to save money on utility bills. That's a primary reason for going solar, and something that we have to overcome right now. You know, selling independence and freedom, ownership, hedging your bets, blackout protection. We need to get better at our craft, because a lot of people do it to save. A good amount do it to help the environment and help their family and their health. So don't forget to focus on those things when you're doing consultative selling, asking discovery questions, telling a story when you're helping your customers. And a lot of people want to do it just to get the solar investment tax credit. A lot of you guys are still doing cash deals, and that tax credit really goes a long way for those customers. It's a big driver for them. And the other thing behind us, EVs. Does anybody drive an EV here? Put it in the chat if you have an EV. I've been seeing the Hummer EV. I've been seeing the Lightning EV. Man, I've been seeing a lot of EVs out there. I know a lot of you guys have Teslas. Cynthia's got her Model Y Tesla. Malia, yeah. So check this out. EV sales are expected to reach 29% in 2030, up from 3.4% in 2021. That's insane. 45%, according to this website, in 2035. US sales projections for 2030 more than doubled, growing from an estimated 21 to 50% over 4 years. So now they're saying the estimates are even higher. What's going to happen by 2030? And here is a graph. Here we are in 2023. About 7% of cars are electric. I believe it's being sold, sales share. And just check out the upward trend of all estimates here to 2030 in 7 years. 30% is the conservative estimates of electric vehicles in the next 7 years. So we have this going for us. We have this behind us. People have to charge these cars. Their electric bills are going to go up, and it should come from clean, renewable sources. So nearly 90% of Americans are happy they installed solar panels on their homes. This is a recent Forbes article. It's a great social media post. The primary reason for installing solar, 73% cost savings, environmental concern, 67%. 67% of current solar owners are thinking about expanding or upgrading their solar systems. For the first time ever, I'm getting people asking, take off my old system, give me a new system. My lease is ending, my 15-year lease. I want a new system. I bought this house. I want this. Guys, that's going to start to come on in a few years, 5-10 years. Imagine what's that going to look like? Imagine when we have battery add-ons soon to come, things like that. And over 80% of owners of solar would recommend solar based on their experience. So if you're getting some love from this, some nuggets, if you're enjoying any of this, if it's helpful, put in the chat, guys. I feed off of your energy, and we got a few more tips and tricks here on this training. So Jonathan Budd, a lot of people said it's been easy for too long. We don't learn in easy. If you're not failing and hitting your face, you're not taking enough risks. So the fact that it's a little bit of a downtime to focus in on operations and our craft and hone in, and we're not too busy taking orders all day long. This is the time to learn and grow. You should be failing your way forward. If you listen to podcasts, the Airbnb CEO podcast on Diary of a CEO, I'm in love with that podcast, by the way, Diary of a CEO. All the greats fail their way forward. If they're not taking enough risks, the CEOs aren't happy. They should be failing more. We should be taking enough risks. Growth occurs in the uncomfort. I think Tom did a great post about this the other day. What you're avoiding is where you'll find the most growth. Are you avoiding going to that BNI networking group at 7 a.m. every morning on Tuesday every week? Are you avoiding calling realtors? Are you avoiding door knocking? Like, what is it that you're avoiding? Are you avoiding that breath work at 8 a.m. every Monday and going to the gym at 6 a.m. and reading that book 15 pages a day? Whatever it is you're avoiding, that's where the magic and the growth is going to happen. And I advise that you should focus in on those things. I know Jeff Hughes, a big fan of this. The growth occurs in that uncomfort. And so moving forward here, let's talk about interest rates. Yes, they are higher than normal. What does this mean? We are going to see a push to third-party owned, which means leases and PPAs. 30 to 50% of the product mix will be, if not already is, TPO, leases and PPAs. We have a Sonova offering, which is one of the best in the industry. And we're also rolling out Everbright in stages. So be patient. Some of you are in the pilot program. More access is being given to more people, but we have 2 great TPO options. And that's because it's going to show savings. It's a more favorable offering. It's 0 down. There's production guarantees. There's battery replacements. It's a pretty freaking cool product. If you ask the right discovery questions and be the professional, the consultative professional, you can offer cash, lease, loan, and you really have to know what you're doing in every single market. If you're in Vegas, Chris Perez knows what to do. If you're in SoCal, many of these California mentors know what to do. Ask the right questions, what to show them, and how to pivot. You have to do that right now, guys. Until the interest rates stabilize or lower, we will see third-party owned be a big mix of the product. When they do lower or stabilize in a year or two, we'll see a shift back to loans. It's just natural and it's just normal. And we are seeing more cash right now as well. So again, it's not about the savings when you're selling. Eliminate the word save, build the value, ask the questions, build the pain, sell with stories. If you do these things right and they're already looking at you and you leverage everything that we offer and all the tech and the equipment, all the bells and whistles, you should win. You should win any competitor right now. And let's go ahead and talk about net metering and regulation. This is another big challenge that we're seeing in the industry. So obviously net metering in California changed April. Now Arizona is fighting to change their net metering in a bad way, and other states may follow. But Hawaii is a great example of batteries and solar combined when there is no net metering. And net metering is when the utility pays you for extra energy sent to the grid, right? So we're seeing battery technology improve. We're seeing load shifting during peak hours, during certain months and during certain seasons. We're seeing self-consumption. We're seeing the pricing of Franklin and batteries and Tesla batteries and different equipment make more sense. We can sell batteries without backup, which brings the price down. And we can now do this with leases and PPAs. And the utility rate increases are horrendous. Holy cow. Have you guys seen the PG&E and Edison rate increases and SDG&E? SDG&E, look at the news, man. It's hilarious. All these homeowners, they don't get back to me. They raise their rates. We're already the highest in the nation. It's a laughing stock how insane the utilities are in some states and in California. Even in Las Vegas, the electric rates have gone up. So regulation is coming, okay? This is something to really listen into. I believe just like Dodd-Frank and the mortgage lending industry and the government came down with a hammer, you can't make this much money. You can't do this. You can't, sell like this. You can't propose like this. We're already seeing it in Nevada. Starting in January, you have to be W-2. There's a law that's passed. Fingers crossed that it gets overturned or there's things that happen to help with that. But there's a law that's passed. And if you listen to that podcast with the executive of GoodLeap, regulators are asking questions. There's thousands of people with installers that have gone out of business. There's a lot of people who were sold a 50% offset, promised the moon. They were sold this, sold that, no utility bill, and they're just getting screwed over, like the pink energies and things like that, guys. So, public service announcement, sell with ethics, integrity. If you're trying to make a 14 grand commission on a 4 kilowatt system, just go somewhere else. Don't even be here. If you're trying to run a sustainable business and hold the Powur name in a credible, professional manner, sell with ethics, sell with integrity, know the sizing. Someone could put it in the chat. There's an amazing sizing training that's going on. So knowing the sizing and the bill offset and the leftover utility bill is super important right now. So we have to regulate ourselves. Regulators are already asking questions to GoodLeap and other lenders. There's a lot of upset customers that have been lied to. And something I'm doing is looking into the National Solar Association. So a lot of leaders in the solar industry are banding together to try to help, whether it's marketing, sales, financing. Um, and there's a board that has been created, and there'll be donations accepted, and coming up with a trainee licensee program of sorts, just like the realtor in the real estate industry did. So this is coming. And with the net metering in Hawaii and battery tech, again, in the top right here, we can see that batteries are going to be a lot of the solution for the net metering and regulation moving forward. So I know we have a few minutes left here. Relationship selling wins right now more than ever. As I mentioned before, the BNI networking, many of you are great examples of that. Eric Goldstein's a great example of that. Team networking. My buddy Jeff here and others, Cynthia, are in team networking. They continue to get tons of value. If you're in BNI or team or chamber, you get value. You've worked on public speaking, you're getting leads, you're going to events, you're posting on social. Put it in the chat for me. I know Sean is in BNI as well. Chamber of Commerce, community events, posting on social media, doing events and booths like Tracy did is huge right now. If you can speak in front of any room, sponsor, and recruiting realtors and roofers is so huge right now. Realtors and the real estate industry is shaking like crazy. We just saw massive lawsuits on their commissions. A lot of realtors with the interest rates are already exiting the industry. So whoever is really offering real estate agents, mortgage lenders, insurance writers, another way to diversify their income with solar, financial services, whatever it is, that's where it's at right now. And shout out to all the people that went to RoofCon in Florida. You guys are awesome. It sounds like it was a super fruitful event. There's one in Vegas in February. There's a roofing expo that Powur will be at as well. There will be no parties at my house, okay, in February. I'm letting you know right now. All right. Door knocking. If you haven't door knocked, now's the time. Guys like, my brother stopped selling deals months and months ago, if not a year ago, because he's a badass recruiter. And I'm like, hey, if times get tough, you may have to sell a few deals. You may have to present a few deals. So whatever it is, you may have to go to BNI. You may have to door knock. Whatever it is, a lot of us are doing export lists. We're going to do a training on this. You can export all your unsold leads, all your sold leads. Paul Leone is one of the best at this. Cynthia just did this. Paul Leone exported all his unsold leads and said, happy Halloween, here's a funny picture. One of them was a deal that him and I closed. He was the mentor, I was the owner. They just gave us a referral. I just tagged it on him yesterday just because of a freaking happy pumpkin Halloween email. So follow up. Holiday gifts, cards, Christmas cards. You better get on that now. Design that holiday card, your list, use your mail shop, your post shop, use the marketing center. You got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's ahead of you. Years ago, when I was slow, I made Easter cards from like Aldi's or the 99-cent store, and I signed them, and I had Easter candies, and I hand delivered them to like my 50 installs on a weekend. And I shook hands, I took pictures, I put some yard signs, and I gave an Easter card and candy, guys. So you got to get creative right now. Long story short, you got to go back to any installed customer and do a bill review. If you're not going to their house, delivering a gift, doing a bill review, check their monitoring, check their utility bill, ask for referrals, door knock the neighborhood, stand outside on the driveway and say, who else can I talk to here? Which of your neighbors do you know? Let's go say hi. Like, these are all activities we'll continue to train on as well. So common challenges, the hours that you put in might not be enough. Is it BNI? Is it networking? Is it social media? Is it knocking? Is it trainings? Like, hone in your calendar more than ever right now. Your attitude, your mindset, what you focus on, who you're talking to is everything. Your approach, what techniques and tactics are you going to do right now? like we just mentioned, in order to win? Are you going to deliver gifts, yard signs, do bill reviews? Are you going to hit that follow-up list of unsold leads and leads in your database? What are you going to do? You're going to door knock. And just a quick note here, side by side. I haven't touched on this much, but Powur operations can use some improvement. Obviously, solar is always a shit show. Let's get that right away. Solar's crazy. With 460 Powur contracts, 1,000 clients in 9 years, not to toot my horn, and lots of sellers, it's tough, guys. Like, it's tough when another nationwide company I sold out years ago, I've got 3 customers chewing me out for O&M issues because it's going 4 to 6 weeks and they can't get a response. Like, feel that for a second. Another big nationwide company, O&M issues years ago, like chewing me out. When I was at Sunrun, I had bad reviews. Like, customers went on Facebook and talked crap about me. And now that I have so much volume, it comes with the territory, right? So I'm like really talking to myself here, but mentally I got to get in the right state. When you get to hundreds and hundreds of contracts and you get the worst of the worst, like, congratulations, you've made it, is what I tell some of my top people. Like, wow, you got a bad review online. Congrats, you made it. You have another company that isn't fixing this for, months. Like, congrats, you made it. So it's a struggle. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's hard as heck. Like, imagine that volume, how many pissed people you're going to have every month, how many upset sellers. No matter what company you're at, this is going to happen. And so my thoughts and my challenges and my mental toughness really helps get me through this right now. And if you look at Powur versus another nationwide top company right now, signing the contract to PTO, it can take, this was, when it was really bad, when it was really delayed, let me say, things have improved since, but 180 days, 190 days. And this is another big nationwide company, and this is Powur. And so signing to PTO is about the same. And so my point here is, like, control the controllables. What we have, what we can do, the expectations we can set. Will it get better? I think it absolutely will. And the business model of Powur, they just rolled out Powur Vision, SunGauge, Everbright, Tesla battery. But at the end of the day, we have variable dynamic costs built to scale up or scale down. We have $23 million in the bank. We don't have tons of high fixed costs. We've been on the Inc. 5,000 list 4 years in a row. And the amount of volume and business accomplished in 3 to 4 years with a brand new model never done before is pretty short of breathtaking. I don't know any nationwide companies that have done this in 3 to 4 years. Most nationwide companies have been around 11 to 16 years. And so operations and partner relations are more important than ever. Tom, Rick, and I, and a few of you leaders, we will have some heavy operation initiatives going out here in the coming weeks. Look forward to that. Solar will always be hard. You will always get complaints. 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10 jobs will be heavily delayed, some escalations, massive delays with, MPUs, big systems, all the rest. And what I say is, like, I have felt when times are good, I felt when times are bad. This company, other companies, doesn't matter. I know, though, if operations improves, even just 15, 20, 30%, like, that will be game changer. And this rocket ship and the platform, no one else does it better with the pay, the loan rebates, the cost of goods, the join links, the CRM, the marketing, the swag, this insane training, our community, our people, our philanthropy. No one else does it better. And so I have ultimate faith that this team is going to make it happen, because there's way too many smart people in the room. Jonathan Budd, Cami, Ethan Miller, our COO, our board of directors, Paul Winowski, who has invested millions and billions in the solar industry. He sits on the boards of other solar companies. And, he told Jonathan Budd, you've developed something that can scale up and scale down when other companies have to fire 60, 70%. They might go under. Powur is actually doing really well because of the model. Dean Rosenberg, the CTO, Tripper is new to the ISS, Install Services team, and Brady. And what they're doing around work order confirmation, project confirmation, the team is working on change orders right now. And guys, if they hone these things in, they're only a few years into the business. If they hone them in, it's going to be a game changer. Dan DiFiore, customer service manager, Kevin Smoker. Dan DiFiore is now in charge of O&M. He brought in his right-hand man to handle more O&M, and they've already seen 30 to 40% improvements. There are way too many smart people in the room with Powur. So staying optimistic. What thoughts do you choose to have using a substitution method? You know, when some thoughts fill my mind in the morning, I start to go to gratitude. What am I thankful for? What am I appreciative for? Every little thing. So you choose to have a substitution method. What's the lesson in the learning? Keys to succeed. Think about what you want, how to get it. Look for the good in every situation. Seek to find the lesson in every problem, whether it's personal, business. Feed your mind with positive material. And lastly, perseverance, guys. My business coach told me, Jonathan, if it feels shaky, how does it feel right now? Have you felt like this before? What happened before? Did it get better? Did you grow? Did you get even better and more successful after that shaky period? And it's perseverance. It's knowing that we will push through this time, continue to kick butt and succeed with each other in this community. We've been here before. We've got past this before, and every notch continues to get better and better and better. So that's what I have for you guys today. You know, I hope you guys got some nuggets and you enjoyed some of this training. I really just feel like it can be a time for some people. Going into the holidays always slows down a bit, but doubling down on these activities, staying true to the vision, the goal, and the business, all the charts that we saw, the EV, the government's behind us, utility rate hikes are behind us. We got the best technology. Other companies are going under right now. We can use this as a pivotal moment to build the team, attract other people from other companies, sell the right tools, hone in our craft on operations. And guys, whoever is here by the end of next summer is going to kick massive butt. So much love to you all. That's all I have.